I'm Michelle from The Recipe Bandit, and tonight we're going to be making weeknight sheet pan shrimp fajitas. This is a super easy meal, something that is super simple to throw together on a weeknight when you're in a hurry, takes no time at all to cook, has ingredients that are everyday pantry staples, not anything too weird in this one, but it's something that when you put all these flavors together, toss it in the oven, you have dinner in 20 minutes. Now, for having not a lot of ingredients, there's actually quite a bit of flavor in this. We're going to use a lot of different spices and seasonings from the pantry. We're going to use shrimp, which is very versatile, takes on all sorts of flavors, cooks very, very fast. And then we're going to top with whatever we like. So these kind of recipes where you can do that, where you can offer everybody their own variations on things, are very, very popular in this house because not everybody likes everything, and especially in this house. But it is just something super duper delicious that you can toss together on a weeknight and everybody can grab and go, and the leftovers are delicious too. All right, so having said that, let's talk about what goes into these weeknight sheet pan shrimp fajitas. You, of course, are going to need a sheet pan, a good sized sheet pan, and a little bit of cooking spray to keep things from sticking. We are going to go ahead right now and just spray this liberally with the cooking spray. We're going to set it aside. That way we have it when we need it. We're also going to preheat the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit with the rack in the middle. All right, now for this recipe, let's look at our actual ingredients. We are going to need shrimp. We like the 31 to 40 count shrimp, which means that there are 31 to 40 per pound. We use 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. They usually come in 2-pound bags. So sometimes I just cook the whole thing because, like I said, the leftovers are really, really good. You'll need 3 peppers, 3 bell peppers. Normally, I do these very colorfully, but for some reason, the store this week didn't have really good colorful peppers, but they had good green ones. So we're just going to have green ones this week. We have a red onion. We're going to cut this into strips along with our peppers. And really, the shrimp, the onions, and the peppers are going to be the star of the show. So not a lot to cut up. We have also some olive oil, and we have a medium lime. I kind of rolled the lime on the counter a little bit to make it soft. We want to get all the juice out of this. We're looking for about 2 tablespoons if you don't have a fresh lime, but it really adds to the flavor. Now for our spices and seasonings that we've pulled from the pantry, we have a little bit of chili powder and some kosher salt and pepper. We also have some paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of cumin. And these flavors together really put a nice spice blend for our fajitas all over our shrimp. And we're just going to toss the shrimp and the onions and the peppers all together in this spice blend on the sheet pan and let the oven do all the work. Once our veggies and shrimp are cooked and we've tossed them and they're in this delicious, flavorful spice blend, then we're going to just move over to the serving portion. And for serving, we're going to need some flour tortillas or corn tortillas if you prefer. We are going to need some cilantro if you like it. I know some of you, it tastes like soap. Don't use it. This is just for topping. We have some sour cream, some salsa. We have an avocado. We have a jalapeno, and we just have a little lime that we're going to cut into wedges and offer it to people to add a little extra lime to the fajitas. But really, this is everything we need for dinner. This is very, very quick and easy. And like I said, I'm going to just cut up the peppers and the onions now into the strips, and we'll put all of this together and get it in the oven. All right, things are starting to move along now. We have everything all sliced up into thin strips. They're not perfect. They're not going to be. It's okay. You're going to need also a big bowl. We are going to toss everything in the big bowl. So a taller, high-sided bowl is probably going to mix better than a smaller one. We have also our prepared cookie sheet or baking pan set aside right here ready for us. So we are going to start by getting all of our onion strips and all of our peppers into this bowl. We are going to also add our shrimp, and we're going to get them just tossed to combine. This is just so that everything is kind of separated and ready to take on all of these flavors that we're going to put into this bowl. We are going to need about a tablespoon and a half of olive oil, and we'll make sure everything is nice and coated before we put our spices on. You can see the shrimp, the onions, the peppers all coated. So we're going to go ahead and add the chili powder, the salt and pepper, the onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, and the paprika. We are just going to toss the shrimp and the vegetables all together in this fajita mixture of spices right now. The limes will come in later. Just want to make sure you have a little bit of spice on everything. And really, that looks pretty darn good. Everything looks pretty well coated. We are going to put all of our mixture out onto one layer on our prepared baking sheet. We will spread it all out so that it's even, and then we will be putting this right into the oven. Now, if you recall, our oven is preheated to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. We are going to use the middle rack. We're going to put these in there for 8 minutes, and then we are going to take them out, turn on the broiler, and broil them for the last 2. The shrimp fajitas are out of the oven. They smell delicious. They look amazing. They're just perfect. The shrimp are perfectly cooked. They're cooked all the way so that you can't see through them. They are pinkish in color, white all the way through. They are definitely cooked. The pepper strips and the onion strips are cooked as well. Everything looks wonderful. So the last thing that we have to do now, after taking them out of the oven, and just a reminder, we baked them for 8 minutes and then we turned on the broiler and we broiled them for the last 2 minutes. So we are going to take our lime juice, our 2 little lime halves, or our 2 tablespoons of lime juice, and just sprinkle it over the top, squeeze it over the top there. It's that little bit of acid, just adds so much to the finished product. If you use a lime squeezer, then you don't have to worry about seeds. You don't need one though. Now they look delicious. I'm gonna taste one of these little shrimps. You know, when they cook, they shrink a little bit. They're the perfect size for fajitas. Yep, tender and flavorful. Just a little bit of a kick from that chili powder and the paprika, but really just a nice flavor base for these fajitas. We have over here cut up some jalapenos, some avocado, some additional limes. We have all sorts of things. People can pick and choose what they want to put on them. So we are going to spoon our shrimp and pepper and onion mixture into little tortillas, add the toppings that we want. They're just delicious. They're quite filling, pretty good for you because it's nice high protein and lots of veggies. So good stuff, doesn't take very long. So thanks so much for joining us today, you guys. If you like what we're doing here, please come back and see us again. Please like, subscribe, click that little notification button at the bottom so you know when we put out new videos. We try to put them out at least every week. The recipe for these weeknight sheet pan shrimp fajitas is on our website at therecipebandit.com. And again, just thanks so much for joining us. If you make these, let me know. I'd love to know what you think of them. Have a good night, guys.